Welcome to the sample size page for Research Engineer. This page will give you access to the methods for calculating sample size for 10 different statistical tests using an open source program called GPower. Now, often in my experience as a statistical consultant, clients come in and they have no idea whatsoever what type of effect size they're trying to measure for, and that's okay. Oftentimes, people are conducting this study to find out what the effect size is. But in order to calculate your sample size, we have to have a good understanding of it in regards to its magnitude and its variance. When people come to me and they don't have any idea of what effect size they're trying to measure for, I tell them to go back to the literature and find a study that is theoretically, conceptually, or pathophysiologically similar to the research that they are looking into and use the reported values that are published in those respective studies. When you use those reported values, that's called using an evidence-based measure of effect. And when you use those in an a priori sample size calculation, it really shows more empirical rigor on your part and adds a lot of internal validity to the study. In the applied clinical sense, when you're seeking out evidence for purposes of integrating it into your clinical practice, systematic reviews and synopses of syntheses are the best way to go. They provide the most precise and accurate measure of effect because these are aggregated or pooled effect sizes that have been brought together across numerous randomized controlled trials. You should only use an individual randomized controlled trial or an observational study when systematic reviews or synopses of syntheses aren't available. Scrolling down, we get to G-power and sample size calculations. Go ahead and click this link here and it'll take you to a link for Dusseldorf University. And I have to say that G-power is a towering contribution to applied science and that every researcher should have it as a tool in their toolkit. So go ahead and download that. Keep scrolling down, and I've published the methods for conducting sample size calculations in G-Power for chi-squares, Mann-Whitney Hughes, independent samples t-test, one-way ANOVA, McNamara's test, Wilcoxon repetitive measures t-test, repeated measures ANOVA, point biserial, and Pearson's R. Click on one of those buttons to continue.